Well, what a wonderful publicity coup for Mr. Wilders. The whole thing has been a magnificent success, hasn't it? Millions of people who didn't even know that this film existed have now made a point of seeking it out on the internet, thanks to the stupidity, the incompetence and the cowardice of the British government. Of course, some of the credit should also go to the idiotic Lord Ahmed, who started the whole thing in the first place because he wanted to be a big hero in Pakistan. Unfortunately, the only thing he's managed to achieve is to stereotype Muslims yet again as intolerant, hysterical malcontents who can't take criticism, when everybody knows that's not true. For those who don't yet know, the British government yesterday debased itself and its people in an act of quite breathtaking dimitude. An elected parliamentarian from the Netherlands, Mr. Wilders, was due to attend the House of Lords for a discussion about his film, Fitna, but he was turned back at Heathrow Airport because one Muslim member of the House, somebody who, unlike Mr. Wilders, hasn't been elected by anybody, was so incensed at the prospect of free and open discussion between free people in a free society that he threatened to mobilise 10,000 angry Muslims to besiege Parliament illegally if Mr. Wilders was allowed to attend. So, what do you think the British government did in the face of this open threat to public order? Oh, go on, have a guess. That's right, they caved in like a bunch of spineless pussies. I couldn't have put it better myself. The last thing they needed was an angry Muslim demonstration on their hands, because then the police would have had to go around arresting people who complained about the violent, hate-mongering slogans and the offensive anti-Semitic chanting, and that might have been a little embarrassing. I think it's pretty clear to most of us by now that religious censorship is moving towards us in the free world like an incoming tide. And if we don't do something about it soon, we're going to find ourselves cut off like a bunch of stranded cockle pickers. Since my last video, a number of people contacted me to point out that one reason why the Netherlands is surrendering so completely to Islam is because the government there is controlled by Christians, to whom religion is more important than community harmony, and to whom any religious values in society are better than none. In other words, if you vote for Christians in Holland at the next election, don't bother crossing yourself, because you're actually voting for Islam, and you can wave your open, tolerant society a permanent goodbye. In Britain, we've known for some time that a vote for Labour is very much a vote for Islam. The Labour Party depends on the Muslim vote to have any chance at all of staying in power at the next election, because they've alienated just about everybody else. And the ugly surveillance society they've foisted on us over the last 12 years tells us that the Labour Party despises freedom almost as much as Islam does, which is why they make such willing bedfellows. Although not in a gay way. I don't want to insult anyone's homophobic prejudices, because that might cause offence. But as if to illustrate this fact, a government minister actually praised Muslims in Britain recently for raising the profile of religion because, as he put it, secular commentators are afraid to criticise them. That's right, it's a good thing that people have been intimidated into silence in New Labour's New Islamic Britain. That the threat of Muslim violence, which is what we're actually talking about here, let's be completely frank about this, has been a good thing for this country? Well, freedom go to hell indeed. You know, maybe I'm naive, but I'm actually astonished that in 21st century Europe, we find ourselves having to defend our freedom in our own countries, not only from religious fascists who want to take it away, but from those among us who want to help them do it. Now, I don't think that the Quran should be banned, but also I don't think it should be protected from criticism the way it has been here, in this cowardly way. This issue cuts to the very foundations of our society. Free speech is the cornerstone of Western civilization. It's made us what we are, and without it we are nothing. And that's precisely why it's under such sustained attack from the foot soldiers of Islam. If these people are afraid of this film, and clearly they are, it means they're afraid of their own scripture. They know it can't be defended. They know that what the film says is actually true, unpalatable though it may be. Watch it for yourself. It's only a few minutes long, and see if you disagree with a single frame. And then ask yourself, how much more of your freedom needs to be whittled away to defend this intolerant, misogynistic, homophobic, anti-Semitic ideology from the robust and frank and open criticism that it so richly deserves? Peace. Well, we can all dream, can't we? Or is that illegal too now?